Something is different about this video.
So it's finally looking like a human being again. Come on.
We cannot do this.
We've got to
people.
talk in that accent for the rest of the video, alright?
I don't know, but
Come
you're
on.
really like
Yeah, because you're sitting close.
shadowed out.
Yeah, sit back then, bro. It's your shadow that's shadowing me out, FYI. So yeah, should we do it in that accent?
No. Let's be
have
for
a
real
laugh,
now.
Sid.
People want to know
Have a
legit
laugh.
advice.
Yeah, but these people might be from that side of the country, so they'll understand it more.
No, they won't understand anything more.
They'll understand it more. Hi,
What's up, guys?
We're back with some more questions. Oh my god, you never would have guessed it, right?
Because that's all we do on this channel. Answer your guys' questions. There's too many damn questions to go through, so we just randomly pick them. So if you've been missed out, then we can't do anything about it because we can't upload every second of the day.
Basically, your head looks like a tiny little pea compared to mine so you should definitely sit more forward.
Because you got alien head.
This
Come
is
here.
making me
there
weird. The fact,
you go. That's better.
the fact that I'm on this side is confusing to
Should
me.
we switch?
No, I like it.
I think we should switch.
I like it here.
It's
because
messing me up a bit.
I like it though. You know why? Because I can see myself more clearly.
That's why everybody always says, Sid, look at the camera.
And
Because
they
I
don't
was
say
on
anything
that
to me.
side.
Yeah.
Ah,
See, now it's
is that
easier
what
for you
it
to
is?
not check yourself out, you vain little shit.
Start with a question.
Title of this email is, My sister is in love with my husband. Hi there, Sid and Dina. I hope Hannah's doing well. Hope you're having a better week than I am. I'm a Muslim woman and I have been married for 2.5 years and now I have a 2-year-old daughter. I was happily married until I found out that my sister is in love with my husband. Don't misunderstand, my husband does not feel the same way. He is loyal and is feeling pretty uncomfortable with the situation. My sister is married, which makes the situation even worse because her husband really loves her. I caught my sister trying to come on to my husband on multiple occasions. My husband told me straight away the first time this happened, we have decided not to tell my parents and family because I would like to solve this without hurting anyone, especially her husband. Well, I've got loads of things to say from just reading that out loud. The first thing I'd like to point out is you said that, I quote, I was happily married until I found out that my sister is in love with my husband. You should still be happily married.
Yeah.
Because it's as you said later on in the email, this is not a two-way thing. Your husband told you straight away the first time it happened. So there's that full trust there. He's uncomfortable with it. He doesn't like it. He thinks it's weird as hell. So you should still be happily married.
Yeah, it's not his fault.
Yeah, it's not his fault. Okay, the first thing that I would say to this, which would seem quite obvious, is you've caught your husband trying to come onto you. You've caught your sister, trying to come onto your husband on multiple occasions. I would say don't leave the two of them alone.
Well, that's a given.
Don't give her the opportunity to be alone
Well,
in the room with your husband.
I think
that's probably the most obvious way to solve this. First of all,
I find it a bit odd. So, do you guys?
This is really weird. Yeah.
Do you guys like live together or something?
Well, no, but imagine, let's say, maybe you don't really give them the opportunity to be alone. Maybe you're just over each other's house and you're literally gone to the kitchen and you've walked in and she's trying to come onto your husband. Maybe it's literally that simple. But I don't know.
What we haven't pointed out, which we should have pointed out at the beginning, is why haven't you told her husband?
Because she said she doesn't want to hurt him, especially him. The thing is, to be honest with you, I think he'd be a lot more hurt if this was going on behind his back
Yes.
and everybody knows except for him. You know what I mean?
And I think
It's going to come out sooner or later, mate.
so. This is what I would do, right? This is what.
Okay.
You're like good cop, I'm bad cop, yeah. You know, we do things in different ways, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, you're like the lawyer that does everything by the book, and I'm like Better Call Saul.
Okay.
That's basically who I am.
Go on then.
So-
What's your advice?
So what I would do, I would mic myself up and put a camera in the corner. Yeah? Set up the whole scene. Bait. You're reeling in the bait. So you bait her out, basically. She comes in and does a thing, a flirty little thing, blah, blah, blah. Because the thing is, right, if you approach her husband with this, he'd be like, F off, you're trying to stir shit.
Or you're probably trying to come onto my wife.
Yeah. This is what will happen. So you need to get the solid proof. Solid dalil, no passport, baba. So I would basically set up the scene for her, reel out the bait, make sure the husband is looking as good as he can.
No, I wouldn't. That's not good.
No. I told you, I'm Better Call Saul, yeah? We do things in different ways. This is how I would do it. You make sure he's prim and proper, and she just can't handle her emotions and her hormones are going all over the place, and she's like, no, I gotta get some flirty with this guy. So he goes to the kitchen. You tell him, you go to the kitchen. You make me a sandwich. I know roles are reversed and stuff. He goes, okay, wife, I'll make you a sandwich. And then she goes, oh, I gotta go to the toilet. So why are they American? But yeah, she goes to the toilet, but she doesn't. She goes to the kitchen. She gets flirty. You've got it on camera. You've got it on audio. You've got the full works. So, and then off the back of that, you don't even tell her you got this stuff because she might go to her husband. Then you tell the husband, this is the Citro, blah, blah, blah. He's going to be like, no, I don't believe you one bit. And then you play the tape.
I think that's probably the worst thing you could do.
Okay, you don't play the tape straight away, but you see what his reaction is.
That's just
if
going
she
to cause
wants to admit to
problems.
it.
There could be a way to literally not even escalate it that far. If your husband, basically do what I said, the first thing, which is don't give them the opportunity to be alone whatsoever, even if it's literally 2 seconds while you're making a coffee over whoever's house, right? Don't even allow that situation. Don't give her the opportunity, yeah? And also, if accidentally that opportunity was to arise again, if your husband can just literally, it could just be like, what the F are you doing? Like really loudly to garner attention from everybody else in wherever you are. Like, just be like, what are you doing? Like, maybe your husband's being a bit too polite or...
No, yeah, he is.
Yeah, being a bit too polite or not even being polite. Because imagine if that was you wouldn't even think that this person is coming on to you because you'd be like, this is your sister-in-law. You wouldn't even... You know what I mean? If you're not on that same level of like trying to come on to her as well,
but
it's not even going to go through your head like, oh shit, she's trying to come on to me now. You might just think like she's just having regular banter.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it might not be that obvious to you because it's your sister-in-law.
He needs to put her off.
Yeah.
Like if that happened to me, I would go apeshit.
So would I. And it would even be as serious as to, blood is blood and stuff, but if there's stuff like that happening, it's the kind of thing where you need to literally cut family ties until that person, from whether it's your family or not, whether it's your sister or not, gets her priorities straight and sorts herself out, mate. Because you can't have that. You can't excuse that behaviour just because it's family. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's inexcusable. It's actually like, does she have no morals?
Yeah, like what the hell?
Like, that's a bit weird. That
it's awful. It doesn't even matter that you're Muslim. It's like it's just awful from like whatever religion, whatever.
This has nothing to do with Muslims.
It has nothing to do with the religion. This is just
this is just common sense.
Fucking this girl has like, zero moral. That's like
there's
disgusting
no morals
behavior.
whatsoever.
Disgusting behavior. It's your sister. It's your sister, and she's married. And even if she wasn't married, she's coming on to your husband. Like it's unbelievable.
You know what? It makes it worse that as bad as it is already, it makes it even worse that she's married.
Yeah, obviously.
It's just that's flipping double whammy weird.
Yeah. See, you haven't given us full details. We don't know if you guys maybe your husband like hangs out with her. Let's say if you had to go somewhere for an hour and you had your child over your sister's house and then your husband was there to pick up your child, and so he had about 20 minutes to wait till you come, those kind of situations. So like we don't, like, Islamically anyway, like your brother-in-law and for you, your sister-in-law isn't somebody that you should really be spending time alone with. It's more like just with family or with like, for example, you could spend time with Tusi. Like, for example, if Tusi's husband wasn't there and you were going to spend time with Tusi, it would be with Yusuf and Hassan. It might be in a group outing or something with Hannah. But there might be like a few of my family there, it wouldn't ever be just Tusi and Sid hanging out. Do you know what I mean? Or if it was, it might be like literally 10 minutes while they wait for me to do something. Not that there's anything, that we need to be worried about, but just because of how we've grown up and how we do things, it would just be weird. It's even weird if you and your husband weren't married anymore, but then he went and married your sister. I know there's like, technically, like there's nothing wrong with that if you guys
it's
weren't
just
married.
Weird.
But like also just like sister code or just friend, just like...
What do you mean technically there's nothing wrong?
There's fucking
Islamically.
Weird.
But we're not looking at this.
No, but I'm talking about,
it's fucking weird.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, why would you do that like this?
But do you know what?
It's just like a no-go zone.
Yeah, well, we should look, the way I would go about it, and I'm surprised you haven't done this already because, it sounds like it's been an ongoing thing.
I'd tell your parents.
Your parents should definitely know. It's just a bit mad that you haven't already completely cut ties from her.
Yeah, I don't see how.
I don't see
I don't
how
see
you're
how-
still talking, or how she
Yeah.
even comes in contact with your husband.
Yeah.
The first time
when
that
you're
happened,
alone, I don't get that.
that first time that happened, you shouldn't have been talking.
Or you should have confronted her
understand.
straight away.
I understand she's your sister and stuff, but your family, you don't do shit like that.
Yeah, but obviously your sister probably has a bit of a screw loose for doing
She
that
does have a
and,
screw
and
loose.
not caring and being like, that's somebody who's
She's
maybe maybe she's going through something right now and there's a reason for it and she's really wanting attention in from other people, that kind of thing. But still, yeah, you know,
I don't know.
There's probably loads and loads of reasons, but whatever it is, there's no excuse for what she's doing. But the first time it happened, you should 100% taken your sister alone and spoken to her.
nipped it in the bud.
Nipped it in the bud. If she
And
does
said-
it again, you need to be like,
Yeah.
okay, you are out of my life until you sort yourself
Until
out.
you sort yourself
and
out.
100% I would have told her husband too, because they need to obviously sort that
Yeah,
out.
they
Maybe
need to
book-
sort the relationship out, because there's something there that it just wouldn't happen. You know what I'm saying? If a person's not happy as well in their relationship and stuff like that, then just break it off. Stop trying to ruin other people's relationships.
Yeah, I wish you put in the email how you caught, what exactly did you catch when you say you caught her coming on to?
Weird.
No, what if as well she wasn't actually coming on to him and maybe you misread the whole thing and your husband misread it, and if you speak to your sister straight away about it, you know, it could have been clarified
What
straight
are
away.
you talking about? She told her.
Told her what?
She told her, I'm coming on to your husband.
No, she didn't.
She did.
Are you crazy?
Yes.
Tell me where it says that. Her husband told her that her sister's coming on to him. Why would she tell her? That make no sense. Oh, by the way, I'm just coming on to your husband tomorrow. Nice one.
I found out that my sister is in love with my husband.
Yeah. Don't misunderstand. My husband does not feel the same way. He is loyal and feeling pretty uncomfortable with it.
So-
my sister's marriage, which makes it even worse. Her husband really, I caught my sister trying to come on to my husband. And my husband told me straight away the first time this happened.
Yes, but her saying, I found out that my sister is in love with my husband, means that she actually talked to her.
Does it?
Well, how else would you know?
Because she caught him.
So you caught someone, you're automatically in love with my husband.
Babe, she would say, I spoke to my sister and my sister said this. She would say otherwise. That doesn't... Her husband's told her. That's why. Her husband told her the first time it happened. It's happened a few times.
So this is confusing to me. You've talked to your sister or you haven't, right?
Well, she didn't say that she did.
Well, she said, I found out that my sister is in love with my husband.
Okay, if you came and told me...
Use your logic.
If you came
How
and
would you know that?
Because her husband came and told her, your
and
sister's
her
coming on
husband's
to me.
inside her brain knows that she loves...
She's coming on to him, Sid.
Oh my god. I found out that my sister... are you not reading English?
So if she says, I found out that my sister's in love with my husband, and then she goes on to say, my husband, she's come on to my husband a few times, my husband told me the first time this happened, that would tell me that's how she found out.
That's a separate thing.
We have tried to solve this without hurting anyone, especially her husband.
Yes, so she's obviously talked to her sister. How else are you going to solve it? Obviously they've talked to the sister. Come on, it's common sense.
Okay, we're assuming that you've spoken to your sister.
Oh my god. Emailing again.
Yeah, actually, email it again and just confirm how you found out. Was it because your husband told you? Or was it because you spoke to your sister? I'm pretty sure it's because what you said in the email, your husband told you.
Yes.
Not, or Sid's making up some
Oh,
sentences.
no, it's not making up sentences, but just put 2 and 2 together, because obviously you can't count. Yeah? And we'll
What's
get to
76
it.
plus 101?
What?
Yeah, shut the fuck up then.
177.
What?
177.
How was that 100%?
Yeah, 76 plus 101. 177.
Yeah, it took you the laugh to figure it out.
No, it didn't take me the laugh
The
to
nervous
figure it out.
laugh, he went, ha ha ha, quickly counting, 177. Either way, you need to do everything you said you don't want to do. That needs to be done. So you need to tell your parents and you need to tell her husband. There's no trying to save people's feelings here. You need to think about number one, which is you, your husband, and your marriage. Yeah.
What about the daughter?
But for your daughter to be happy, she needs her parents to be happy. And it sounds like you guys are completely fine, except for this little weird thing that's going on with your sister. And there's no reason for that to make your marriage unhappy. Yeah. So you just need to nip it in the bud now by making sure her husband, don't spare anybody else's feeling for the sake of your family happiness and your family
Let me tell
stability.
you something,
yeah?
right?
When you haven't done anything wrong, you get
Let me tell you something, right? If Dina's right, which she probably isn't, but if she's right and you haven't talked to your sister, you better have an interview sesh and sit down your sister and your husband, because somebody's lying and somebody's telling the truth.
And you'll be able to see it.
And you, Mrs. Holmes, needs to figure it out. And if I'm right, you've already done this, because any person with some common sense would do that already.
I actually would love more details on this situation and an update. That would be really great. And then we will see if maybe we can further advise you with a little bit more detail. Guys, just FYI, for future emails that come in, as much detail as you can give means that we can try and answer it with as much logic as possible.
That doesn't mean going around in circles for 20 paragraphs. That just means give us the deets.
Like, give us the deets so that we can answer with as much logic. Like everything needs to be logical.
Anyways, we'll catch you on the next one.
That's if I don't kill him first.
Kill what? With these guns? Come on now. Bye!